Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Julien Virgin coming to you here, Sandy Springs, Georgia, about to walk into this Delle Dining experience. My girl Nadia from album 88 has now transitioned. We've all grown up, everybody's evolved. She is a chef and is now producing really dope dining experiences, and I'm just honored to be a part of this one. Walking in right now, got my bottle of wine. It's gonna be a great time, so come on with me. Let's get it.
Julien Virgin.
All my kings, queens, princes, and princesses, my great friend, Nadia Deljou, is now officially dropping jewels with Julien Virgin. Nadia, not how you doing, but how you living?
I'm aligning in the best way I've ever aligned before.
I like that.
I feel aligned with my purpose, and every day, as we were talking about, I'm kind of chiseling at this craft. And I have all the time in the world, and I'm very grateful to be doing what I do. So I'm doing really well.
Who is Nadia? What does Nadia do? But most importantly, why does Nadia do?
I think it's an ever-evolving question. As far as I think what I bring to the table in relation to my craft, I'm very immersed in this opportunity to carry on tradition and culture in my own way moving forward and share that with people, to expose people to a variety of artistic expressions, right? Be it the radio station back in the day, or food or music in this current iteration, or just giving people a way to connect to something beyond food on a plate.
And why?
Because I think what I do, at least what I aim to do, is, again, food is so much more than food. Like, you're certainly coming to these dinners to experience new flavors and all that kind of stuff, but we want to really immerse you in this sensory experience with the music and the food, and specifically with the pop-up dinners, to, it's an opportunity to meet amazing people over food that's part of a greater conversation, right? So you're not here to just get full. You're not here to just meet a few strangers that you never talk to again. The conversations that happen at these tables are always very magical for me to hear as an outsider, and the degree of intimacy that happens between the guests instantly, it already is more than what I could ask for aside from the food, So I guess I'm still looking for the terminology of what I am and what I'm doing, but I know that I do pride myself on curating immersive and really intentional private dinner parties that kind of lie at the intersection of music and food and culture as a way to elevate people's relationships to all those mediums, and to really connect to people in ways that I think, if not now more than ever, we're very desperate to do,
Indeed. And to your earlier point, I feel like you are chiseling away at said purpose. You know what I'm saying? When I first met you, I didn't know that you cooked. Yeah. I didn't know that this was, you kept it on the low. I didn't know this was quote unquote, like the kids like to say, in your bag. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But you have this in your bag, and I'm honored to have the opportunity to experience, another side of you today. Today we had a 10-course experience with a lot of really great people. Not even a lot. It was just it was a very intimate situation here at your residence. Everything was tremendous. It was all vegetarian. I felt like I didn't eat no meat tonight. I'm full just off of not only the food, but the experience and the people that I was able to be around. Now that we're sitting down, we're having a glass of wine, everything's all kind of settled. How do you feel? Yeah. How do you feel about the work that you put in, and what are some things you think you can improve on, or what are some things that you feel like we aced at tonight?
Yeah. Every dinner, I think we learn and we grow, and there are opportunities to, again, just fine-tune things, which I think before I used to really get down on myself about those missed opportunities, but now I see them as okay, the next one, we can level up and we can get better and better and better. And I see it in the actual execution of the cooking, right? And the interaction with the audience, because I'm quite shy. I'm very specific about who I connect with, or having people into my home is also a big thing, because my space is such an intimate place for me. So I think it's an opportunity to kind of train that muscle, and how can I bring people into my world, but also relate back out. So it's this symbiotic kind of relationship, How I feel now, the come down is always, every dinner is different. we were telling you earlier, like we're really sensitive to our guests, and when our guests are receptive and they're not only having great conversation with each other, but really engage with the food and like asking questions, and it gives us an opportunity to educate them, it really livens our night, because we know that people who bought a ticket to come here really truly value it, and they are, you know, intentional about their presence in the space.
Now, if I didn't know Nadia from a can of paint, what would you say is the reason I should come out here and experience this dinner experience?
Great question. I think what I'm doing is creating, like, everything about it's very intentional, right? So we invite only a handful, 6 to 10 max people, and we take them through a multi-course menu where there's no, like, we're kind of breaking down this construct of what it means to dine, right? There's no, like, appetizer, entree, desserts. Here's, like, in tonight's case, 10 dishes, right? And like the first few are treated this way, the last 2 are sweeter. Like, we're trying to break down, I think, a very like predictable framework of dining, right? Because people want to put their money or their time or their attention into something that will engage with them in a nuanced way, right? Mm-hmm. I'd like to educate people on the intricacies of the Iranian cuisine outside of like kebab and rice, or like a stew, or like just a cucumber like Greek salad or something like that, because there's so much that I don't even know about the Iranian cuisine, but I'm figuring out ways to take those like flavor profiles and put them into my style of cooking and offer that to people as like a window into the history of my life in a way, you know? You did a perfect job of doing that tonight. Now, I continuously hear you say we. Yeah. As if we're in France. Right. Teamwork does make the dream work. Could you talk about the team that was, you know, that works behind the scenes in order to make a night like tonight successful? Yeah, so a few things. One, I think when you're an entrepreneur and like kind of a startup situation, it's always the question of, do I say I or do I say we? Because when you say we, it sounds like it's more of a company, it's established, there's a team behind it. Behind the scenes, it is very much so me, right? So I manage my social media, I do my marketing, I do the finance stuff, I create my menus myself. So in all those aspects, it is still like a passion project, individual to who I am, right? When I say we, I do have a great team of people who help the physical dinners through service. So tonight it was this lovely lady right here. If you were supposed to name this chapter of your life, what would you call it? I would say like truly harnessing a sense of confidence and belief in myself, right? And offering that to the world. Because I think it takes a lot of courage to, as a creative, as you know, to, sell yourself every day. That's what we're doing. At the end of the day, like, yeah, it's a service that people are paying for and they're coming to, but at the end of the day, this is a culmination of who I am and who I've been. So I think just like really harnessing a deep sense of confidence and like belief that what I'm doing is worth it, and like to not look for external validation that it's good or that it's like worth it, So as you're selling yourself, how does it feel that you had X amount of people here that invested into you and what you're selling? Yeah, great question too. I think with every dinner that especially now that we're getting back into pop-ups where we sell seats, it's something that I'm really trying to be mindful of, really celebrating every single individual person that buys a ticket, because the pop-ups are such a different concept and the nature of them are very different than the fine dining private. Because the private dinners, you come with your family, you come with an intentional group of friends, coworkers, whatever. But this, you're trusting someone that you probably found on Instagram, right? I'm doing all my marketing on that app. Something that you've heard of through word of mouth. Some people buy, like this woman bought an individual seat, to come meet people that came as pairs or came knowing each other or whatever. So to know that they are trusting of that and, are open to the opportunity that come with knowing very minimal knowledge of everything besides the menu, I try to really celebrate every single person that comes. Final thoughts. Nadia, what do you want to leave me with here today? Knowing our relationship back in the day, like having a creative outlet to experience together and kind of seeing how we both went our own ways, like it's still related to music, right? Like you're still related to the world of music and so am I, but we found ways to harness our own sense of, I guess, authenticity through that medium, you know. I think that says a lot about who you are and where you've gone, and likewise for me. So I always like to keep that tie between us because it says a lot about kind of our relationships to ourselves and what we want to offer to the world and the people around us. Absolutely. So never like let go of that, even when you're like super famous and doing your thing. Cause like, look at this guy.
Well, with that being said, Nadia, I appreciate you. Not only for the 10-course dining experience, but I appreciate you for taking time afterwards to drop some jewels with Julien Virgin.
Yeah.
For sure.
I would not miss it for the world. Thank you so much.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Ciao. What are they saying? What are they saying? Iran.
They say salamati.
Salamati.
So there you go. Yeah.
Salamati.